Air Force head coach Joel Sharratt, and it's been a busy summer for you. You've spent some time overseas. Now you're back here in the Springs, getting the guys ready for combat. What are your first expectations of what this Air Force Falcon wrestling team is going to put on the mat this year?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow night. I think we had a great summer. The Olympic Training Center hosted a nice training camp towards the end of August that our guys were able to access when we came back for school. We had a great preseason program. We've been in, since October 10th when we kicked it off with the NCAA championship season scheduled to prepare them. So ultimately, Wednesday night we'll have our blue and silver to determine our top guy at each weight class, and then we'll go to the Hokie Open in Virginia and put it to the test. What happens in the room, we need to transfer to results on the mat.
In terms of results, we talked to Carter McElhaney earlier, and we talked briefly, but the local kids, what's it like to have local kids on a team here like a service academy? You've coached at other service academies, and local kids really don't seem to fill out the lineup. Here you've got an opportunity to put some local kids in the lineup and showcase them in front of the fans. What's that mean for you and your program?
Well, I think it's going to mean there's going to be a lot of people in the seats in Clune Arena. Colorado has a great wrestling environment. They sell out the Pepsi Arena for the state tournament, and that's our goal, start filling up Clune Arena. We have some, not just local kids, but very talented local kids. With Carter. Carter's had a great, first 2.5 months here preparing. He's been nose to the grindstone. He's doing great things in the classroom, militarily, and wrestling-wise, he's done everything that we've asked. So I think he's going to be ready to, to compete at this level. Gabe Martinez, unfortunately, we lost for 5 to 10 days, so we're not going to get him through this wrestle-off process. But again, another local kid that has great ties, great connections within the Springs here. So I think the Colorado Springs community and local community at large is going to be excited to come out, watch some local kids who are also, supported by some outstanding out-of-state kids coming in as well.
In terms of the Western Wrestling Conference, Wyoming and Mark Branch have made significant jumps nationally. Northern Iowa is hiring Doug Schwab. Really got some energy behind that program. What are you going to have to do to keep pace with those programs?
Oh, I don't think we're trying to keep pace. Obviously when I came in, when Wayne retired, we were behind them already, so it's not trying to keep pace. They've made some advancements. I think every program in the conference has made significant advancements, from Utah Valley, South Dakota State's done a little bit better recruiting job. North Dakota State just made a change in their coaching position. So every school in our conference, I think, has upped their commitment, and I think if you saw the preseason release for the Western Wrestling Conference, that every program in the conference has made a renewed commitment to wrestling. We have great support in the West, and I think on the national level we'll continue to garner more recognition with accolades like All-American honors as well as NCAA champions.
With that, what are the team goals this year? What are you trying to get the most out of these guys with? What are you trying to basically, end of the year, obviously Cole mentioned win a conference, that be a
yeah, I would say in simplest terms, my ultimate goal for these guys, developing them to be officers in the Air Force, but from a wrestling perspective, maximizing their own individual abilities and capabilities. And I think we have a much more talented athlete pool than we had 5 years ago when I got here. So, the other guys 5 years ago had a great work ethic and they worked hard, but they didn't have, 200 matches in high school wrestling. They didn't have, A6 All-American honors. So right now I think we have a very talent-rich room that we need to develop, their individual abilities to maximize the result that we can produce at the national level. What that means in numbers, I think on this year's team, we want 10 guys competing to be in the national tournament. I think we have 3 guys that are capable right now in today's terms of competing to get on the podium, and I think we have 1 wrestler who's capable of competing for the highest honors in college wrestling, an NCAA championship.